Dorothée, I wanted to pick up on the resilience piece. It's something we've all had to draw on heavily over the past year. Alistair's mentioned it. We're all experiencing challenges in terms of our well-being right now, given what's going on. I'm sure many people on this webinar, though, probably potentially feel that they're running on empty. We're on our third or so lockdown, and particularly those that are out of work and looking for a new role. So what are your tips for individuals that can help build up their personal resilience and well-being to reduce stress and anxiety? What can we all do around that?
Yeah, resilience is a beautiful thing. I have to say, we all have resilience. You see it in children, actually. Children are incredibly resilient. And the thing that damages our resilience is getting crushed, getting hurt, getting kind of bullied, or, all those kinds of negative messages we get from the outside world are likely to affect our resilience. So I think it's important to kind of like treat it as this thing, this resource that we have and that needs to be protected and salvaged. And the interesting thing about resilience is that, I don't know if you're aware of the etymology of the word, but it comes from Latin. And the Latin word resilience means two things at the same time. And I think it's quite interesting for us to think about. It refers to the act of rebounding, right, as well as the act of recoiling. And I think these two dimensions are very interesting to think about because, of course, the rebounding, maybe that's the thing that we think about most with resilience, is this ability to bounce back, right? To have this kind of, it's kind of like you get to the bottom of the pool and then you push with your feet and you get yourself back to the surface. We've all done that a million times, whether we're mental health practitioners or anything, we all get those moments of bottom of the pool. But then we kick ourselves back to the surface and to where the light is above our heads, right? So that's the first aspect of resilience. And it's a leap of faith, I think. It's a leap into hope, into life. It's an ability to project ourselves into a better future, into the possibility of things getting better. And that's what keeps us going. And we have to be able to do that. But then the recoiling bit is kind of something that is a more inwards kind of motion, right? Where we have to, it's a bit of a wise move, if you see what I mean, where you kind of like withdraw within yourself, but not into a slump, but more into a safe space within yourself, where you can sort of protect yourself against the violence of what's happening or against the potential hurt that you will experience. And so it's a way of safeguarding yourself and sort of perhaps being in touch with those landmarks that we have that kind of define our identity and that are based on these positive moments or memories or emotions, these positive reinforcement that we might have had throughout our life, and to kind of spend time within ourselves in these positive sort of areas so that we can recharge our batteries. So I think I would sort of advocate the two are very important, and it's very dynamic, this notion of resilience, this leap into some unknown, but a positive unknown, one where there is hope, and a kind of movement inwards where you can salvage the good stuff in yourself and not lose hope either. And both are on the same side. They're on your side, the side of recovery and the side of sort of well-being. So that's what I would say. It's always interesting to look at where words come from, actually.
Yeah, I did not know that, Dorothée. That's really interesting. Suzanne, do you have something to add to that?
Yeah, I've been reading a book that says that the average human has 50,000 thoughts per day. And when we're stressed, that increases considerably. And I think one of the key things I've been reading is that we have the power to change our thoughts. So it's really common when we're stressed that we're going to tell ourselves a negative story. And I get people that will say to me, I'm rubbish at interviews. I'm never going to get another job. I'm never going to get a salary that I used to be on. And if we start telling ourselves a different story, that can really, really help, I think, with our resilience and our mindset. And I call it, rather than mindset, mind shift. So tell ourselves a more encouraging story. And I've seen clients then that I've supported go from lack of confidence, lack of focus, lack of structure to feeling much more confident, and then seeing the results come through. And they've landed interviews because they've been telling themselves a different story. So resilience is definitely, as you say, Dorothée, and it's, it's something that we can build on. It's a bit like a muscle, we can build it. And I think one of the key things is telling ourselves those stories and being grateful for the little things that we have. And hopefully there's some tips there. But yeah, 50,000 thoughts per day, and when we're stressed, it goes way up through the roof. So that's a little thing just to mention from me.